Sometimes we feel like we have really a lot of things to do during our day or during our week, our month, and so on. And we don't know from where to start. And we keep postponing because we don't know what's the most urgent thing to do. And it seems that it takes like real long time to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it happen to you too? And
Oh.
what should we do?
Yes, it happens to me and it happens to a lot of us. And the first thing I want to say is that this is an overwhelming feeling. And feeling overwhelmed is not a personal failure. It just might be a sign that you need the new systems or you need to adjust the systems that you already have. And today, we're going to declutter our minds and we're going to learn a 3-step method that I apply in my coaching programs. I teach my clients this method, and this makes a huge difference. And I use this method in my personal life, and I used to use it in multinational companies that I work for. So it works, and we're gonna solve this today. Hi everyone, I'm Raquel Lisboas, and I'm a self-development specialist with focus in mothers who wants to go back to their career, strengthen their self-confidence, and be more productive without guilt.
Sometimes we feel like we have really a lot of things to do during our day or during our week, our month, and so on. And we don't know from where to start. And we keep postponing because we don't know what's the most urgent thing to do. And it seems that it takes like real long time to finish it. Does it happen to you too? And what should we do?
Yes, it happens to me and it happens to a lot of us. And the first thing I want to say is that this is an overwhelming feeling. And feeling overwhelmed is not a personal failure. It just might be a sign that you need the new systems or you need to adjust the systems that you already have. And today, we're going to declutter our minds and we're going to learn a 3-step method that I apply in my coaching programs. I teach my clients this method, and this makes a huge difference. And I use this method in my personal life, and I used to use it in multinational companies that I work for. So it works, and we're gonna solve this today.
Then let's talk about this method. But first, I would like to know, how did you come up with it?
So basically, when I was in the corporate life before becoming a mother, I already liked to have systems, like organized systems for me to follow, and then what steps I need to follow. So I was a little bit systematic in that way. And then I became a mother, and then I saw that I didn't have the control of anything. And then everything was out of place, out of control, and it became a mess. And then that was extremely overwhelming for me. And I needed to learn ways how to reduce that. And in that time, let's take us back to that time when it was Corona time. So we didn't have that much extra help. So most of the time I was alone with my first kid, and then after the second kid. So I needed to figure out a way for myself. And then as a person who already had a little idea of how to make systems, I decided to go deeper into that. And then I specialized myself into a productivity coaching method. So I was already a coach by that time, but I decided to go into the specialization of productivity. And then I applied one thing from there, one thing I had in my mind, and then I applied in my life, and then I would see what would work. So I actually did this into my real life. I put it into practice, and then I see what actually works. And that's something that I always say to my clients. This is what makes my work apart from the others, because I lived this, and the method I built was based on the life that I had. So I got the inspiration from there. And then based on the chaos that I was living, I came up with this. Yeah.
And what is the first step?
The first step in the productivity topic would be you have to declutter your mind. So first step, that's the first thing. So you have to, let's say, discharge everything that is in your mind either on a paper or in your phone, in a note, in the, forgot the name, the place where you write the notes. Yeah, the notes
notebook,
in your
maybe.
phone. Yeah. So it can be digital, it can be physical, but you just need to put out everything from your mind. That is the first step. So removing from your mind, it will already help you to reduce the energy that your brain is using, trying to keep this there. It's already a weight that you remove from yourself.
So even just having something in your mind, for example, let's say I have to reply to 15 emails. Just keeping this in my mind is going to take me energy.
Oh, yes, basically. It will. Yeah. It takes your energy, it stresses you. So when you put in the paper or in your notes on your phone, it's like you disconnect this task from your physical body. So it's not part of you anymore. It's there. And you have the visibility of what has to be done.
Because you don't have to remember it. Exactly. Also, if you need to remember anything, you go to this place.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like,
it's there.
An external hard disk.
Yes, exactly. Okay. It is there. Because first, it will require a lot of your energy, and your brain is not ready to keep so much information, let's say. I mean, we keep information, but your brain is always trying to save energy to keep you alive and not have extra work, let's say. So it will always try to select what you have to keep in mind. So if you try to keep everything in mind, and then that's the first step to be overwhelmed. We don't want that. So we want first step, take out of your mind, write it down. Doesn't matter how long it is, just put it out. That's the first step.
Okay, so after I put everything down on my paper, what shall I do?
Okay, so and then it comes the next step. So the next step is we will go day by day. Okay, and then how are we going to organize this day by day? So you have, let's say, the concentration of all the tasks, and it has to be everything.
But wait, I have a question.
Yes.
If I have tasks that have to do with the different categories, let's say things that have to do with the house, things that have to do with the work, things that have to do with my own self, shall I write down everything randomly?
Everything.
Or shall I?
In this first step, it's everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
then no matter what it is, no matter what category it is, everything goes into this page. And trust me, it can go really long, really, really long. But you have to put it there. Because then it's not the next step, but it's a step further. And this I go really deep in my productivity, in the productivity part of my coaching program. We go really deep because we're gonna make blocks. The block of work, the block of this, the block of that, and then we're gonna separate these things by category. But that's a deeper and further step to take. The first ones are these. So put everything on a paper, everything, and then we go little by little. So what we're gonna do is for the first day. So you are doing this today. You're not gonna operate today. You're gonna operate tomorrow. And that's just a bracket here. The success of your day lies in the day before. So a trap that many of us do is that we wake up and then we're gonna organize the day on that day. And this is a huge trap, believe me, because and then you waste the energy, you waste all the good energy in trying to make this plan, and then when you are ready to start, you don't have the energy anymore, and then you feel stressed, and then the time is gone.
And also probably we did not really plan to do it on that day. Like we just wake up and we're like, oh, I have to do this. Okay, wait, let me write it down quickly. Everything becomes very quickly.
Yes, and the problem is that with this quick, it goes 1 hour, it goes 2 hours, and then when you see,
the faster we try to do the things, the
longer it takes. Yes. Because the thing is, and I always tell my clients, make easier for yourself. Don't make it harder. And people often they say like, if I do agenda, if I do to-do list, this is harder, and then I take time. It might be initially for you to make this long list. It takes some time. It's not the most enjoyable thing, let's say. but it will make your life easier afterwards. So it's a one-time job, and then after it gets easier, instead of you making it harder every day. Yeah, so you reduce the hardness here. So what you're gonna do, you have this big list, and this list is for you to keep feeding every day. And normally I advise you to have a weekly planner, okay? But let's say you don't want to think yet about a weekly planner, maybe later. Let's say, okay, take day by day. So today you are preparing for tomorrow. And then let's start with a small step. Take one thing from this list that is non-negotiable. It has to be done tomorrow. No matter what, it has to be done. And very important, sometimes you have a task there that it involves small tasks for that big one to be done. So in this case, break down that big task, get the smaller tasks, and from these smaller tasks, you put it there. The one thing that no matter what, it has to be done by tomorrow. That's it. And then this is what we call golden task, okay? And then on top of that, you're gonna choose, let's say, 2 tasks or even 3, but let's say 2. You take another 2 tasks from this list and you put it there. So for tomorrow, you have a priority, which is a non-negotiable task. It has to be done tomorrow. And then you have 2 secondary tasks that we want that it's done tomorrow. But if it happens that it's not, at least you did already the golden task, and one it's done. And then you do this every day. So, okay, done here. And if these 2 tasks are not done, they go back to the previous sheet, the dump sheet, you know. So they go back there. And then for the next day, you're going to prepare again. 1 non-negotiable, and then 2. And if you feel like, I know 2 is still too much, okay, take only 1. Or no, it's still too much, okay, then take only the golden task. You know, start from there. And day by day, you do that. Because trust me, right now, if we keep doing the same way, maybe nothing will be done. But if you start from this in 1 week, you have 7 tasks.
That's true. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And then imagine in a month, imagine in a year.
This is for someone who really needs, let's say, to start from zero.
Yes.
Like that they are not trained to organize and so on. Yeah. So just one question.
Yes.
You want to choose the task daily for the one that you have to do the next day? Or, for example, if I'm planning today, can I plan the tasks for the whole week?
Yes, absolutely. That's so what I do. Okay. That's what me personally, that's what I do.
Okay, but because you're already
trained on that, yeah.
Okay, but if you're not, okay, you can choose daily, at least daily, then you get used to choose maybe for the next 2 days.
Exactly. Because this is a because this is a training. Yeah. And you have to train your habits, your brain to get used to this new thing.
Yeah. Especially that it was my case, for example, when I used to try at least to plan my week, and then I would see my, all the tasks that I have to do during the week. Yeah, I would feel a bit anxious.
Yeah, I know.
Because the moment when it will come that I will have to do this thing, I used to feel, that I feel, I don't know, too
overwhelmed,
too restricted in this thing that I have to, and I don't know if I'm going to finish it within the time that I chose and within a deadline, let's say. So maybe that's why in the beginning that's the day by day, because otherwise you're like, oh my god.
Absolutely, yeah. And knowing that, and knowing my clients, knowing myself also in the past, I know that this feeling can definitely come. So that's why I say, like in the beginning, start by little, you know.
And it's just, as you said, you will have 7 things done by the end of the week, and it's already small, steps of success for you. And you know that. Maybe after 1 week you're a bit more trained. You're like, okay, maybe let me try to add another small thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it gets better, really. Like by time, as more as you do, it gets better, it gets easier, you get more done. And as you said, okay, now I did these 3 tasks. Let's say you reach already 3, maybe I can do one more. Why not, But you have that commitment, that was done, and then you add more, and then it becomes really easy. It's really a training. And as I said, for myself, I plan my whole week. So I take that's another advice I will give you. The moment that you're gonna do this, either day by day, like the day before for tomorrow, or you're gonna plan for the whole week, that moment that you do this, make it fun, make it nice, make it enjoyable. So have a cup of tea.
And make a podcast.
Yes, and make a podcast. Or put a music that you like, or if you are a person who likes candles, put a nice candle, make a nice environment, make that moment enjoyable, make that moment a nice thing, a pleasant moment, and then you're gonna do your tasks. Because otherwise, also, if it's God, I have to do this plan, I mean, the result's not gonna come in the best way, and then it becomes a stressful thing, and then you try to avoid, and that's not what we want. We want that it's gonna be done, so make it nice. Romanticize, maybe, like it's take that moment. So for me, I take normally I do it on Sundays. So Sunday, a moment I sit down. I'm a tea fan, so I make my tea. I love music, so I put my music, and then I buy these nice stationery things. I like beautiful notebooks, beautiful pens, and then it's nice for me. I'm gonna use these things that I like, and just do it. So I plan there for my whole week. And then always having the non-negotiable tasks and the negotiables. But I'm in another level, let's say, because I've been trained for this for long. But as a beginner, do like this, small steps, do it every day. And also it depends how you are. If you are a person who will feel overwhelmed looking to a weekly planner, because I was that person before, and then do it daily. But if you are a person that maybe you feel that if you do daily, tomorrow you're gonna forget, and then it's better that I do in one chunk, then do it. So analyze also what kind of person you are.
Nice.
Yeah. And one thing, if I can add one thing about this overwhelming feeling of seeing the whole weekly planner, do you know why we get this feeling? And usually, why do we get this, oh my God, we freeze when we see so many tasks? Do you have any idea?
Well, I can try to think about it. Well, maybe because we think we won't be able to do it, or because we when the moment we see them, we kind of imagine all of these things being done together because we're imagining it in 1 second, basically. I don't know, maybe.
So basically there is a whole scientific explanation for that, why we freeze in front of all these tasks. So I could go really deep here. It's related to the brain and all, but I will make it simple. I will keep the deeper part for the doctors and for the neuroscientists, but it is related to our brain. And when we see all the tasks, one part of our brain is activated and it's giving the alert of danger. So then your brain is trying to protect you. God, there is danger here. It's all this, and then try to protect you, and then it frees you. Okay, but as I said, there is a whole technical and scientific explanation behind that. But I will give you a simple example so all of us we understand. Let's imagine this example. We are mothers, so imagine your brain as your kid. So imagine that you come home with a bag with 100 toys. You're gonna show to your kid the bag of 100 toys and how this kid will feel. Probably happy initially, but the kid will feel like, oh my God, there are so many options. Let me play with this, let me play with that, let me play with this, let me play with that. And then the kid doesn't really engage in one game, in one toy. But if you come home and you hide the bag of the 100 toys and you give 1 or 2 or even 3 toys, depending on the age, this kid is most likely to concentrate and engage in one of the games, or even be, depending on the age, even be able to choose which game this kid want, choose one, concentrate, engage, play nicely. And then maybe after she finishes this one, goes to the other one, right? So the same happens to us. So you come, you have million tasks that it has to be done. So you are like your kid. You saw 100 toys all the same at the same time, all together. Oh my God, what I do with this? But if you have limited options, and then it's most likely that it's gonna be done, and you can concentrate and reduce your overwhelming feeling. So let's see the paper or in your notes in your phone, the list of a million tasks that you have. This is the bag of the 100 toys. And then take the tasks like, okay, I'm gonna take one toy or two or three, and then I will be able to concentrate. So you don't look to that huge list all the time. You look to the smaller one. So you'll be able to concentrate and focus.
Yeah. So this, in terms of, you get distracted basically if you see all of these things all together and feel overwhelmed.
Exactly.
And the only difference is that playing with toys is
it's
nice.
nice. And if you see 100 toys, it's nicer. It's absolutely
nicer,
yes.
But you still get distracted, and I see it with my child. She's 2 now.
And as I said initially, maybe the kid will be a little bit happier because, as you said, it's nicer to see toys than tasks, but it's still, it's a lot. It's a lot to take, and we feel stressed, we feel overwhelmed, we get distracted. So it's the same concept.
So this feeling of being overwhelmed, is it, let's say, do some people maybe have the tendency to feel so, like some exceptions basically, or is it really widespread?
So we have to take into consideration that there are some people who has some specific struggles based on their health conditions, and this may be a little harder on them. However, based on researches, based on studies, these people, they can also have a very productive life and also be very successful. And success is very subjective, but let's consider like to have achievements in their life, following techniques, following certain systems and methods like the one that I told you, and reduce also this feeling of overwhelming. So yes, some people may feel more, and say some people may feel less, and this depends on so many variants, let's say. However, if we take into consideration mothers, the scenario of a mother, and then you have the mothers in that other scenario that I said that struggles with concentration and focus, but mothers in general, they can face a very overwhelming feeling during motherhood. And today I even brought here proofs of that, because some people sometimes they tend to say, come on, no, it's not really like that. But there are studies, there are surveys that were done, there are researches that proves the amount of overwhelming mothers. Look, it's a lot. I will read maybe 3 of them. But one of them says that 93% of mothers report burnout. Yeah, and the finding on 93, 93 of mothers admitted to feeling burned out, with 16% experienced it all the time. And here, all the reference of the studies. And then 73 of millennial moms hide their stress. And when we say millennials, it's this specific period of time, especially,
Hello,
me too. Am I? Yes, yes. Because also of beliefs and culture from the time that we were born, and then these mothers tend to hide their stress and don't ask for help. 92% of working moms feel overwhelmed, and 71% carry the mental load, and so on, so on. Here I brought just to prove these things are not coming out. Let's not continue.
Say that maybe, because motherhood is something natural. I mean, in life, we can become mothers. Men can become fathers and so on.
Yes.
So the fact that somehow motherhood brings also these feelings, I don't think that it has to do with motherhood itself, but how
yes, of course, I think
it's influenced by other things.
yes, yes, I think it's not one thing alone by itself,
Yeah.
but you already have your whole life going on, and then you add this factor of motherhood, and then within motherhood, if you don't have support, if you don't have the right work environment or support of your family or support of your partner, then all this contributes for this. And that's also the point where I want to get to. There are many techniques of productivity, and they are very important for all of us to reduce this overwhelming feeling, organize our life, have more freedom, and so on. There are so many benefits that you can get out of productivity techniques. But you have to consider that if you need help, you need help, and you need to ask for the help, and you need to accept the help, especially being a mother. So discuss with your partner how things can be done that it will reduce these percentages here. Talk to your, if you have family around, talk to your family. If you don't have family around like us that we live out of our countries, talk to your friends, your community. And then it's important to find ways also not to just do all the productivity techniques by ourselves, but also get the support and help of others. I think it's very important to also highlight this.
Well, thank you, Raquel. This episode was very important for me. You gave me and everyone a lot of really good pieces of information and piece of advice. And I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah. Today is when? Okay, maybe tomorrow. I will plan to make my plan.
Yes, please.
Okay, and I will let you know.
Yes, please, because I will ask
actually, for it. I'm developing a project these days, and I was just talking with my collaborator. I was telling her, I enjoy so much having ideas, and I was telling her I'm still gathering ideas, and I have so many ideas. Then I like a bit less to plan, And when it comes to plan, I'm like, oh, I have to make the plan to plan, basically, to say, okay, now I have to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the least maybe enjoyable part for me.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah, everyone will enjoy more one part or the other. But I'm here, and I'm gonna push you. Yeah, and I'm gonna help you absolutely. And just think that for something to happen, you need to have the way to get there. You need the planning, and then you need the first step. Sometimes the hardest, and then from there you just keep going. But I'm happy that you liked. I hope people also liked. And I hope you benefited from this. And don't forget, whenever you watch one of our episodes, and if you think about someone, if you think this person could also benefit from the episode, please share with this person. Also like the episode so more people can be exposed to this. Subscribe as well. And one more thing, you can go into the description of this video. There will be a link there that it will take you to the form to apply for one free session with me online, and we can talk about all these topics and discuss what is the best for your next steps. I'll see you.